Hello, my name is Timoth Levenhaupt, and I'm the Executive Director of the Asian Classics Institute. I've been getting a lot of questions recently about our new program, Love in the Time of the Virus. And people from around the world are very, very interested in what it is that we can do in our own meditation, in our own daily life, to help understand the causes and conditions for this pandemic. And what can we do to help? Not just help in the normal ways, but maybe help in a more ultimate way. And so we've been getting a lot of questions about, well, what is this course? What is ACI? What is this whole thing? In this particular video, it's designed for those of you who have never been to an ACI event. And you just have a little bit more questions on who is this? What is going on? So then we can then help guide you to help you make the best decision for you and hopefully join us in this wonderful 5-week course. So getting started, what is ACI? What is the Asian Classics Institute? We're a worldwide organization that focuses on 3 main things. The first thing that we do is that we teach the wisdom from the Buddha, meaning that from all the ancient texts, we teach directly what the Buddha said, and in a way that, secondly, is very accessible. So in a way that we use language that you can understand in your own life. Not only do we make it simple and straightforward, the Asian Classics Institute is also committed to translating into many, many world languages. The upcoming program is in 9 languages, and we're hoping to continue to add more as our programs become more and more popular. So we teach directly from the source. We don't make anything up. The second thing we do is we teach in an accessible way. How is this understandable? Can you understand these very, very deep ideas in a very, very clear and simple way? Because we say that if you can explain something simply, it means you understand it very deeply. And then the third thing that we do is that we make it relevant to your life. So something that was spoken 2,500 years ago, is that relevant to you today in your life in 2020? Is it relevant in your life, in your family life, in your relationships, at work, out in the world in general? Can we take these teachings and do something with them right now to solve the problems that we face, to also help us with our own dreams and our own goals? So as those 3 things combined, that's what ACI does. So ACI started about 25 years ago. And in that, those original 18 courses that were taught, that they were a summarization of all the great ideas that came out of Buddhism. So as a philosophical school, we really got into the depths of what does that say and how can you take this with you in your life? And so we have teachers that have spread out all around the world. And now we're actually in the middle of a very different kind of teaching. And that teaching is called a lamrim, that's the Tibetan word for steps on the path. And what does that mean? Steps on the path to what? So what we're trying to do is give you all the things that you would need to reach your highest goals. And what are those highest goals? So they can be worldly goals, or they could also be spiritual goals as well. Then we'll get into some of those details in other videos. But specifically, this teaching is about everything that goes on step by step, like a ladder. You go up one at a time, and we teach each of those things, and we meditate on them, we think about them, we contemplate them, and we bring them into our day-to-day life. And then by doing so, just a bit by bit, we're not trying to totally radically change everything. We're just trying to slowly begin to understand step by step how it is that our minds work, how our hearts work, how it is that these are all connected and how they help create the world around us. So we're in a text called Liberation Thrust into the Palm of Your Hand, meaning this text is being given to you and put into your hand that you can do something with. And it was spoken as a 24-day teaching back in the 1920s by a very, very wise Tibetan monk, and his name was Pabonka Rinpoche. And we're going through this talk that he gave 24 days, which was transcribed and written down, and it has been translated into many languages as well. And we're going slowly through this 24-day teaching, which has taken us about 10 years so far. So we're actually in the 36th course of the lamrim. So you may have heard, 36 courses, I don't know anything that's going on. But that's not a problem in lamrim. Because each step, when you hear a teaching, the idea is that you're hearing something that's relevant to your life right now. And what we even say is that it's your seeds that's creating you to be there in a teaching that's relevant and important to you right now. So it doesn't matter if you've never been to a teaching before. It doesn't matter if you've ever heard of lamrim. It doesn't matter whether you come in at 36 or you're 35 or number 1. All of it is going to have some importance to you right now. And we make the presentation very accessible no matter where you are on those steps. So you can join us whenever you want. And we also provide all the tools for you. And this series of videos is going to help you understand the foundations that you'll be utilizing in the course itself. And along the way, everyone is super helpful. Everyone is there to help you if you have any questions. So if you decide to join the course, you have study group leaders, you have the other students, you have the ACI senior teachers, and eventually at the very end, you also could ask questions direct of Geshe Michael Roach. And so the last thing is, what is this course about? And this course, as we said in the beginning, is love in the time of the virus. So what is this? What is this in the lamrim? Where are we? And what is this love? What does love do? In this course, we're not talking about romantic love. We're not talking about, that person, I want to ask them out on a date. Or that person is really attractive, and I can't wait to fall in love with them, or something like that. That's not where we're going, and that's one kind of love, and that's important, of course. But we're talking about a different kind of love, a deeper kind of love that we cultivate for all human beings, for all living kind. And what this love understands is that all humankind, all living beings, have similarity. They have a similarity of suffering. And we're going to go into what that is. But each of us wants the same thing. Each of us wants to have a happy life. Each of us wants to have intimacy, close partnership, or at least very close friendships. All of us want to have maybe a successful job. Some of us want really good health. Maybe you want something like inner peace where you don't have anxiety, where you don't worry about things. All of us want those things. All of us have there's a similarity that we all have. And that similarity is that all of us were born, and all of us will eventually arrive at our own death. And that in itself causes a certain kind of suffering, a certain kind of anxiety or dread or fear. And so when we're talking about this special love, we're talking about something that cares for all living beings. And so what we're going to be going deeply into this course is how can we explore that? And how do we explore that idea of how to take care of others in this world, especially in the time of a pandemic? What are the things that you can do during this moment, this historical moment that all of us are going to remember for the rest of our lives, that's going to have an incredible impact? It's not just, maybe the virus will go away, maybe we'll find a vaccine, maybe, but how will we change the way we live? How will we change the way we help other people? And then on a much deeper level, when we look at the more karmic level, what kind of positive causes are we putting into place by helping someone in a time that is extremely, extremely challenging? that the karma is so much more powerful when you're doing something that when you're in a time of a pandemic, when you're in a time of deep suffering. So in this course, we're going to go into that specifically and learn special practices and special methods that is going to help us really generate a kind of love that reduces our own selfishness, our own concern for ourselves, and turns our orientation towards other people. And so finally, this course isn't just for Buddhists. And this course isn't about becoming a Buddhist. This course is about learning about this deep wisdom that we find in many, many traditions. And then to take this wisdom and then turn it into love and turn it into a way of being where we walk out and we look at other people and we say, I'm going to help you. I'm going to take care of you. And what if that wish could grow inside where you look at one person and you say, I'm going to take care of you. And you look at another person and you say, I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to take care of you. And I'm going to take care of you. And all of a sudden, your vision becomes much greater. And we see this in many, many traditions. The growth of a vision where, what if you could develop the capacity to take care of many, many people, maybe all living creatures? And what would that be like? What would that world be like? And what would that world be like if all of us had that vision? What if each and every one of us developed that vision and then acted that way? So we're very, very excited that you're interested in this program. And if you would like to learn more, please, please, please ask. Ask more questions. Learn about what we're doing. We hope to see you in this course, and thank you very much.